Thank you, Christina. Yes, I am the King of New York, in case nobody knew. My name is Miles, and I am a transgender man. This is a little bit of my story. The mortgage company is corrupt, and we're not giving them any more of our money. My dad was angry and emphatic. Once he decided something, there was no going back. I was 4 when my family abruptly left our stable. After that, we moved to a different house every year in hopes of evading the government. Because, in addition to refusing to pay the mortgage, my dad also refused to pay taxes. The government caught up with him, though, and I was 7 when he was taken away and jailed for tax evasion. I was lonely. My once present mother went off to work, and for a time, my siblings and I were left to homeschool ourselves. This was so much stress and hardship to deal with, so I didn't. I escaped into a world of imaginary play. My mother sent me to school in the 5th grade, and while I was painfully socially awkward, attending school gave me a sense of stability in the midst of the upheaval. With all this going on in my childhood, there was no room for me to see myself, my essence, my core. I couldn't see that lonely, confused boy inside. I remember hearing once about a family who was raising their child without telling the child what their gender was. I thought it was ridiculous. After all, if no one had told me that I was a girl, I never would have known. If no one had told me that I was a girl, I never would have known. My dad came back after 4 years. He came back with his outspoken disgust and hatred for gay people, with his subtle racism, with his demand for obedience, and his fundamentalist religion, a belief system that I subscribe to wholeheartedly. I followed the cookie-cutter plan for the life of a godly daughter so very well. I found a good Christian man, got married, and had 2 children. But something wasn't quite right. I was isolated. Sometimes, I would wake up in the morning feeling fine, but as the day went on, my mood would take a nosedive. I had no idea why. I had been away from the influence of my family for 4 years, and I began to question everything. My sexuality, my religion, my values. I was in a hurricane with dark pounding rain. Everything that I had been taught came crashing down around me. But a bright ray of hope came through in the form of therapy. I started to see a therapist named Linda, and she taught me how to understand my emotions. As I gradually learned more about my inner workings, I was also dressing more and more masculine ways, until one day I decided to dress in a particularly feminine way. I took a lot of time putting my outfit together, and when I looked in the mirror, I could see that I looked really good. But I felt bad. None of it seemed right to me. I had put so much effort into pulling the look together that I decided to go on with my day like that. I'm sure you can relate. Put the effort into the look, you know. Not for dysphoria necessarily. But as the day went on, I felt worse and worse. I could see the outline of the eyeliner around my eyes. I could not stand being dressed as an attractive woman any longer. I went back to my room, and with each thing I took off, I felt a little better. Then I was just naked. None of my clothes felt appealing to me. Even the more androgynous pieces had a feminine cut. So I ended up borrowing an entire outfit from my husband's drawers. I gave a great sigh of relief. I finally felt okay. I kept an open mind. I thought to myself that maybe I would feel like dressing as a female again sometime. I thought, Maybe I was gender fluid and I would switch between male and female. But I never did. Never again did I feel like I wanted to wear something that said, "Behold, here is a woman." I was finding myself. But finding myself did not come with a cheap price tag. I lost so much. I lost my husband. He told me he couldn't stay with me if I started hormones. I tried to wait. It was excruciating to wait. What a terrible thing to choose between your marriage or yourself. I waited 4 months until I could wait no longer. I can still hear the heart-wrenching cries of a man who, through no fault of his own, lost his wife. I slept in a different room, in the same house. We would see each other, and it was so hard. We had to be okay for our 2 children. They tell me they're girls. Perhaps you know the pain of looking into the eyes of someone you love, someone you have built a life with, someone you planned a future with, knowing that none of it can be. To say that my parents and sisters were concerned would be an understatement. I have 5 older sisters. One of them, after hearing what dysphoria was like for me, said knowingly that, of course, since I'm an atheist, I have sexually deviant thoughts. Another one told me that her husband could smell 4 demons following me, and that being near me made her 13-year-old daughter suicidal. Still another said that we should all love each other, but she hopes I understand that she will not allow her daughter to babysit for me. Blow after painful blow. These are my sisters. We grew up together. We loved each other. Now I'm an untrustable, demon-filled, sexual deviant. I don't see my birth family much. In addition to the complexities of knowing how they feel about me, I also struggle to be seen by them. They say they love me, but how can they love me when they refuse to see me? I was told that my dad prayed on his knees for 6 hours after I came out to him. I'm not on speaking terms with him, and the empty feeling of not having a father is an ongoing struggle for me. I am now divorced, and my daughters live with me. My ex-husband and I strive to give them the love and consistency they need to be happy and healthy. Although I have lost important relationships, I have gained so many more relationships with people who know and love me for me. I spend my time with positive, uplifting friends, and I work with very open and affirming people. I love living my life fully as myself, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you.